Remember The Last of Us Part 2? That generalized chaos even before the game was released? Good times, huh? Well, it's been almost 4 f***ing years. So this video is a different one. It's a retrospective of this beautiful and bloody journey. It's 2016. PlayStation Experience. Some nerd announces a new game with a new engine for the PS4, and then the trailer is shown, and my boy was hyped. Ellie has grown up, was moody and cranky now. Woo!
I'm gonna kill every last one of them.
And for months and months, people were watching and rewatching the trailer and analyzing it and theorizing it. One love, Macbeth. Then 1 year later, on Paris Games Week 2017, a second trailer has hit the tower. This time with a different focus and without Ellie and Joel in it. With beautiful graphics, an unknown woman getting a noose on her neck and well, gently being elevated for the sky. And a girl getting wrecked. GG. And at the time people were hyped about the new trailer, with it being dark and shit, but were a little confused about who the hell those people were. Is this Buffy six-pack woman Ellie's mama? Is it Joel's long-lost wife? Is it my muscle mommy's wet dream? We wanna know it for more than 3 years to come, since this game released only on 2020. Initially set to launch in February, then May, then delayed indefinitely, and then boom, a major bomb fell. And no, I'm not talking about the global pandemic that f***s up my life over. I'm traumatized. On April 3rd, a gameplay got leaked online. 2 short gameplay sequences that didn't spoil much about the game. Just the theater, Dina, horseback riding, and some Guitar Hero gameplay. On April 27th, 2020, the biggest gaming leak I've ever seen happened.
You know how much of this game got leaked? Pretty much all of it.
On that day, a leaker got a hold of over an hour of gameplay and cutscenes and shared them online. It was this leak that spoils the big, bloody and questionable elephant in the room, where people learned that Abby tried to
take 2 strokes off my golf game
into Joel's skull.
Nice shot!
Not only that, as we learned that more than half of the game Naughty Dog makes us play as Abby.
Wait, what?
So it's not a surprise to anyone that a little online riot happens, right?
I can't say I didn't see this coming.
And here's where the shit hit the fan. A lot of people were angry because Naughty Dog killed Joel, others because Abby is clearly a trans woman, how dare they put different people in my game, And a big boycott movement started online. And after a couple of more leaks, like 3 initial hours and the ending of the game, Jesus man, come on Naughty Dog, step up your security for fuck's sake, man. The Last of Us Part 2 releases in June 19th of 2020 to be critically acclaimed, winning multiple Game of the Year awards, and everything ended up okay, right? Right? Well, pretty much an all-out war started online following the game launch. On one side, people claimed this game is the end of civilization, it's a game about destroying man and pushing the trans, lesbian, and feminism agenda.
They turned the friggin' frogs gay!
Saying that this game sucks, Naughty Dog suck, Neil Druckmann sucks, everyone that likes the game sucks. And the other side claiming that this game just solved all the problems with society. Racism? Over. Homophobia? Over. Poverty in about half of the planet? Over. There's a trans kid in this game, goddammit, so that can only mean that this game is the Lord and Savior and have no flaws whatsoever. And if you have a legitimate gripe against it, it can only mean that you hate it because Ellie is lesbian and Levi is trans. So yeah, the conflict swept online discourse for a couple of weeks. After the initial and rather emotional
This might be one of the worst games I've ever played.
reception online, people started to chill a little and were able to actually discuss the game a little better.
Just a little bit.
Some problems that were raised at this moment, I particularly agreed that a lot of the game felt like Neil Druckmann's suffering fetish, where everything is bad, everything sucks, my mommy and daddy don't understand me, and this is not a phase. God damn it. The choice of having 2 separate narratives and protagonists is a hard thing to pull off, and the way Naughty Dog did it felt very bad narrative-wise, cutting off completely the flow of the game to restart all over again with, well, Muscle Mommy number 1.
No joke, 10 hours with this character.
The first game's philosophy of challenging the little narrative dissonance.
It's a term used to describe a situation where the story being told during gameplay conflicts with the story being told during cutscenes. Easiest example, Nathan Drake regularly slaughters thousands of people throughout the series, and not once do the games ever attempt to start a serious conversation about how maybe the game's titles should be Uncharted, Drake's unfortunate turn of events.
Kinda got fucked up in this game, and how it doesn't translate gameplay to the message that they were trying to convey of revenge is bad. And there are a whole lot of amazing videos that explain this on YouTube way better than I can possibly do. And here I am, making a video about it 4 years later. When the game first launched, I was out of the loop of the leaks and pretty much all of the drama online. The first Last of Us is one of my top 3 favorite games of all time, so I wanted nothing to do with leaks and shit about the game, because I didn't want anything spoiled, and I succeeded on it. So when I played it for the first time, I got really shocked when Joel died. It hit me hard. I was sad as f***. I got a little frustrated on the way he was killed and thought, goddamn, what the hell is Joel and Tom being so freaking stupid right now? But I didn't dwell much on it, and as the game progresses, I was with Ellie. I was on the bloodbath. And when I was reaching the climax of the game, where shit goes down and Abby finds Ellie and friends in the theater, the game pulls all the brakes, got me a gigantic blue balls, and forced me to play as Abby for 14 hours, and I'm in. I gotta be very honest with you right now. Going from a so f***ing intense moment to be forced to play as Abby in a lot of hours was kinda boring, while being blue balled to know if Ellie was alive or not. It actually made my enjoyment of the game diminish a little. Come on, fuck this preggy lady and her goof-faced partner. I want to know what the fuck's going on with Ellie. Technically, the game is amazing and gorgeous. It's crazy to realize that this game was running in a 2013 machine and it looks that good to this day. There are big open areas to explore, much bigger than in their original, but to be completely honest, those big areas feel more like smoke and mirrors than actual open sandboxes to explore. There's an amazing rope physics that Naughty Dog did not use well in the game. Like, take this comical large plug wire and plug it in the opposite booth to open this comic large gate. And I believe it was used 2 times again after that, and one of them was to access a bonus room. So yeah, big waste of mechanic. I'm sorry for the developer that spent pretty much 7 years trying to do that. Now Ellie has the incredible ability to prone herself. Personally, I found it pretty freaking cool, but to use it as a big sell point, like people did when the game was released, was a little silly. Because you know, this kind of gameplay was present in a little game over 20 years prior that was pretty popular. So yeah.
Bravo! Wow!
There's horse riding as well, and people now screams other people's names when Ellie blows the f*** out of their heads. Amazing, but the narrative choices lacked a lot. It had amazing moments, and I did start to empathize with Abby at the end, but not enough to actually care for her over Ellie.
On what planet am I gonna sit here and start shooting fucking Ellie with some random new character that was just introduced?
Even though Ellie had become a f***ing bastard in this game. I get the main line of the narrative Naughty Dog tried to tell, but I think the way the story was structured diminished hard the message. And at some moments, it felt like a silly lesson that a teacher tells their little students. No, little Jamie, do not hit back little Johnny. Revenge is bad, okay? While it forces you to kill a pregnant lady, a dog, a dude that was quite frankly a bitch, torture and kill the girl that wasn't important enough to remember her name, and gameplay-wise made Ellie blow thousands of brains all over Boston to get to Abby, to get fucked in the process, get Jess killed in the process, get Tommy to permanently cosplay as a pirate in the process, to flee, start a family with Dina, put on again the big bad revenge goggles, abandon her fucking family, travel across the fucking country, almost die of fucking impalation, find Abby fucked up and skinny, almost dying already, choose to set her free, which doesn't make any sense because she was already going to die, choose to fight to death in a hand-to-hand combat to win finally, being 2 seconds away from achieving her goal, have now a flashback from Joel and give up the revenge.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Really? Now? Not after you killed a Preggy, a Dougal, or the first 50 people you killed in Boston? Now is the moment you chose to forgive. God damn it. So 4 years later, after all the drama has settled down, how is it regarded nowadays? It's funny, because of that much of a flammable reaction attached to its game, it's funny how nowadays it is less relevant than the first one. The majority of people will talk so highly about the first game, but will have a white people smile when talking about the part 2. Even if objectively as a game it's better and prettier than the first one, people always reference the first one over. Neil Druckmann's credibility has decreased a little, and he doesn't help sometimes. And nowadays he's not revered as the pinnacle of game creation, but rather a polemic figure in the gaming industry. If it's fair, if it's a sign of the polarized world we live in nowadays, it's not my place to say. So at the end of the day, The Last of Us Part 2 chose to be bombastic, challenge players to experience something very different, and they paid the price for it, for the better and for the worse. We can only wait to see what they'll do with Part 3. Will they stay bold and try to change their will again? Or will they take some steps back and try to appease the fanbase they universally gathered with the first game? Only time will tell. This is 2D. See you next time.